doctor's hands were shaking. In 15 years of practice, he'd never seen a case this advanced in someone so young. He looked at me and said, "Sarah, I need you to call your family tonight." I was 28 years old and I had 3 months to live. But that was 3 years ago. And this is how I'm still here. Let me take you back to the beginning. March 15th, 2022. I remember the date because it was supposed to be the best day of my life. I'd just gotten engaged to my high school sweetheart, Michael. We were planning a summer wedding, picking out flowers, tasting cakes, living the dream. But I'd been feeling off, tired all the time. A persistent cough I couldn't shake. My mom kept saying, "Sarah, just go to the doctor." But I was 28 and healthy. I went to the gym 4 times a week. I ate kale, for crying out loud. When I finally went in, they found it immediately. Stage 4 lung cancer, non-smoker, no family history, just unlucky. The oncologist used words like aggressive, metastasized, and palliative care. Michael held my hand so tight, I thought he'd break my fingers, but I couldn't feel anything. I was completely numb. The first 2 weeks after diagnosis, I didn't get out of bed. Not because I was too sick, the cancer hadn't really shown its teeth yet, but because I'd given up before I'd even started fighting. I'd scrolled through Instagram, seeing friends posting about their promotions, their babies, their lives continuing while mine was ending. I was drowning in self-pity, and honestly, I wanted to drown. Then my little nephew Tommy came to visit. He was 6 years old. He climbed into bed with me, looked at me with those big brown eyes, and said, "Auntie Sarah, are you going to miss my birthday?" His birthday was in 4 months. I didn't have 4 months. "No, buddy," I lied. I wouldn't miss it for the world. That night, something shifted inside me. I realized I had a choice, not about whether I'd survive. The statistics were brutally clear, but about how I would spend whatever time I had left. I could spend it waiting to die, or I could spend it fighting to live. I chose to fight. The next morning, I shaved my head. I didn't wait for the chemo to take my hair. I took it first. I looked in the mirror at this bald woman staring back at me and said out loud, "Cancer, you picked the wrong person." The treatment was hell. There's no other word for it. The chemo made me so sick I couldn't keep water down. I lost 40 pounds. My skin turned gray. Some days I was so weak, Michael had to carry me to the bathroom, but I kept showing up. Every appointment, every treatment, every scan. My oncologist enrolled me in a clinical trial for a new immunotherapy treatment. It was experimental and risky, but what did I have to lose? The side effects were brutal, but something was happening. The tumors weren't growing as fast. Then, miracle of miracles, they started shrinking. 3 months after diagnosis, the day I was supposed to die, I walked a mile. It took me 45 minutes, and I had to stop 6 times, but I walked it. 4 months in, I made it to Tommy's birthday party. I was bald, wearing a mask, exhausted after 20 minutes, but I was there. The look on his face when he saw me, that's why I fought. 6 months in, the scans showed significant reduction. My doctor actually cried real tears. But then, month 8 arrived and the cancer came back with a vengeance. New spots on my liver. My doctor looked defeated. "We can try another protocol," he said, but his voice said it was over. I went home and screamed, threw things, raged at the universe. Why give me hope just to rip it away? Michael found me on the bathroom floor at 3 in the morning. "I can't do this anymore," I sobbed. "I'm so tired." "I know," he whispered, "but you don't have to do it alone. We are tired together." We changed everything. New treatment plan, new doctors, new attitude. I started therapy, joined a support group, and connected with other survivors who became my warriors, my tribe. I started documenting my journey, not the pretty parts, but the real parts. The vomiting, the fear, the days I couldn't get out of bed, but also the laughs, the small joys, the moments of grace. People started following my story. Hundreds, then thousands. Their messages kept me going on the days I wanted to quit. Month 14 arrived, the scan that would determine if the new treatment was working. I remember sitting in that waiting room, holding Michael's hand, praying to any God who would listen. The doctor came out smiling. Actually smiling. Sarah, I don't know how to explain this, but the cancer is gone. Complete remission. I didn't believe him. Made him check again and again. But it was real. That was 18 months ago. I'm still in remission. I just celebrated my 31st birthday, a birthday I was never supposed to see. Michael and I got married last month in a small ceremony with just family. I wore a dress and flowers in my hair that grew back curly, which it never was before. Cancer's parting gift, I guess. Tommy is 8 now, and I didn't just make it to his birthday. I've made it to 2 birthdays, and I plan to make it to many more. I'm not telling you this story because I'm special. I'm not. I'm telling you this because I learned something in that hospital bed that changed everything. You don't need a cancer diagnosis to start living like you're dying. We all have an expiration date. None of us knows when it is. The difference is, I got to see mine written down, and it woke me up. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop putting off your dreams. Stop taking your time for granted. That thing you've been meaning to do it today. That person you've been meaning to call them now. That life you've been meaning to live, start living it. Because here's what cancer taught me. Life isn't measured in years. It's measured in moments, and every single moment is a gift. I still go for scans every 3 months, and yeah, there's fear every time. But there's also gratitude because I'm here. I'm alive, and that's a miracle I don't take for granted. If you're fighting your own battle right now, cancer or anything else, I want you to know you're stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and you don't have to fight alone. Keep going, keep fighting, keep living, because your story isn't over yet. Mine wasn't, and I'm so grateful for every chapter I get to write. 3 months to live turned into 3 years and counting. Not bad for someone who was supposed to be dead. Cancer tried to write my ending, but I picked up the pen and wrote a different story. What story will you write?